The mother of Australian Rory Sykes is this morning grieving the loss of the 32-year-old killed in his home during the Los Angeles fire emergency. Rory was born blind and was living with cerebral palsy in a self-contained cottage in Malibu as flames caused widespread devastation, and Rory's mother Shelley says hoses at their property ran dry. Shelley joins us now live from Los Angeles. Shelley, we're so incredibly sorry for your loss. As best you can you explain to us what unfolded as the fire was approaching?
Well, the fires broke out first of all down in the valley, and 2 weeks earlier the same thing had happened, and the firefighters managed to put it out. And Rory's feet, with the heat, had started to swell and he couldn't walk very well. And he also had problems with his tummy, so he didn't want to be far away from a bathroom. So he said, "Mum, you go, I'm staying." Well, there's no way I could leave, so I stayed in the main property with my two peacocks in a bathroom because it was hard to breathe, sitting on the floor with bottled water and trying to keep wet. And I kept popping out to see if Rory's cottage was okay. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, I saw some embers on his roof. So I obviously wrapped up, tried to get to his cottage, and there's a hose pipe there, and put the flames out with the hose, but there was no water was coming out of the hose. So I had to race back to the house, try and open the massive garage door that's had no power, lift it, get the car out and drive half a mile to the fire station. And they'd helped me before, and they said, "Shelley, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be here." And I said, "Please help Rory. His cottage has got flames on it and I've got no water." And they said, "Shelley, we've got no water either." So I nearly had a nervous breakdown and said, "Please, you've got to help Rory." And they said, "Stay here, the Camp 8 will go here." And I said, "Please help Rory. His cottage has got flames on it and I've got no water." And they said, "Shelley, we've got no water either." So I nearly had a nervous breakdown and said, "Please, you've got to help Rory." And they said, "Stay here, the Camp 8 will go." So one of the trucks went to Mount Malibu where we live, and for 40-50 minutes I thought they were trying to get Rory out of the cottage and rescue him. But they came back and said, "Shelley, we need you to come." And my heart sank. I just thought, they've got him out, and I've probably got to recognise his little body, well, his big body, because he's 6'5" and chunky. And when I got there, the three cottages were down to the ground and just black ash. There was nothing there. It was like just devastated. My house was fine, the big main house, but there was embers flying everywhere and it was hard to breathe. And the fire department said, "Please, Shelley, go back to Camp 8 and there's nothing you can do. We'll see what we can." And I said, "What about the houses? What about putting out the house with that?" And they said, "There's nothing we can do. We haven't got water."
Oh, Shelley.
So I'm just in shock. And I've just been up in a helicopter. One of the people kindly took me back to the house by helicopter to have a look at, and the whole landscape is black. There's nothing. There's no mountain lions, deers, grass. Animals are just, I don't know where they are. We've just got to stop all this greed, I think, and devastation. We've got to have peace, I think.
Shelley,
Shelley,
I don't want to interrupt you, but what can you tell us about Rory? What would you like Australia to know about your son?